Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to have you all here and address this remarkable audience. Can I have my slides, please, on the screen? There you go. You know, I'm Armenian, and I live all my life in Armenia. And I am proud to be Armenian. But some people think that Armenia is about landscape, buildings, trees, architecture. But to me, Armenia is about less about buildings and trees and architecture. It is more about people. People who live on that land, who not only carry the legacy of Armenian history, but also build the future of Armenia. And the future of Armenia are students, the ones who live on that land, who study on that land, and most surely will decide the destiny of that land. We believe that every single citizen in our country matters. We believe that every single student must be taken care of. That's one of the reasons why back in 2009 we decided to create Dasaran educational software. But what is Dasaran? Dasaran today consists of three main elements. It's an e-learning management system, it's a data analytics for policymakers, and it is a gamified education. But for you better to understand, I'll give you a picture why we decided to start Dasaran in 2009. We created sort of electronic pipelines which goes and connects to every Armenian family where there is a school-age child. And then we took the best quality content and disseminated through these pipelines equally to every Armenian family with no matter what is their geographical location or social background. Today we managed to cover entire Armenian and Artsakh schools. 1,500 schools are connected to Dasaran with over 1 million registered users. But how everything started? You know, I grew up in Yerevan, in the capital, and I was privileged to attend one of the best downtown schools called 114. But at that time, I never ever thought whether the quality of education in my school is a good one or not, or whether the environment in my school is encouraging or discouraging for learning. But for obvious reasons, that was the very school where we piloted Dasaran in 2009, and we had a small success. Then we went to another 50 schools, and we had another success. The challenge was to cover entire capital schools, approximately 202 schools, and it took 1.5 years to do that. But the picture completely changed when we started traveling to the regions of Armenia, to the villages, to the rural areas. You know, there were some schools, there were no roads even to reach to these schools. There were no qualified teachers. What am I saying? There were no teachers. You know, I remember talking to the students and asking them whether they are planning to come to Yerevan or continue their education. And sometimes they're answering that, why should I? Very soon I'm going to join my father in Krasnodar, Russia, and work on the roads. So the picture was that students didn't believe in education any longer. The worst part was actually computer literacy, especially among teachers. You know, out of 38,000 of Armenian teachers, only 5% were using computer on their daily basis. So we understood if we want them to use our software, first of all, we need to teach them how to turn on the computer. And believe me, it was a hard job, because in some of the places we were saying, all right, teachers, now let's put mouse on my computer, and people were taking mouse and physically putting on my computer. And it took us 5.5 years to meet with every 38,000 teacher in person and teach them computer literacy. And they started using our software. And the outcome was also significant. Today we have from 5% to 81% of Armenian teachers using computer and Dasaran software on daily basis. And when teachers start using the software, the school management system becomes very transparent. And Parents start using, tracking and following their students' performance online. Now they can see their students' grades, homeworks, absences, forecasts, averages. And when entire Armenian schools, over 1 million people start using the software, Dasaran becomes the biggest data collecting organization in Armenia. And in 2015, first time I had an opportunity to present Dasaran in Harvard University, and we were lucky that one of the professors was there and he said, this is treasure. To be more correct, he said, if you learn how to analyze this data and transfer it into information, that will be gold mine for the Armenian government. So we learn how to use it. We learn how to transfer data into information, and we created ISTAT diagnostic tool on public education, which is an advanced online statistical analytical tool which provides comprehensive picture of school education system in Armenia. It provides critical data for data-driven and informed policy decision makers. This tool helps the Armenian government to build infrastructural capacity through low cost, yet state-of-art and high-quality innovative technological means. This tool helps the Armenian government to cut the data collecting process from 1 year to seconds. Today, this tool is not only being used largely by the school management system, and regional authorities, but also by the government of Armenia, by the Minister of Education, Minister of Disaster Risk Management, Minister of Defense, Prime Minister and his office. Gamified education. This is my favorite part. You know, people, Armenia gained its system of education, entire system of education from Soviet Union, which is formal type of education, which means that teacher is the one who is talking and the student is the one who is listening instead of participating. And you know, sometimes students, they hear, but they don't listen. That's the big problem. So we decided to break this old stereotype of education, because we truly believe that, first of all, students must love the process of learning. They must, you know, it shouldn't be mandatory for them. It should be fun and cool and entertaining. And we created different e-learning and games to make it more fun and reach to the vulnerable areas of Armenia. And we start teaching them not only their own subjects like math, geography, history, but also we cover the gap which is not covered by the Minister of Education. We teach Armenian students about their own rights, driving rules, social inclusion, bullying, tolerance, why to save energy or why to save water, criminal code, constitution. We are not only teaching them, we are trying to shape their behavioral pattern as citizens. Dasaran didn't stay unnoticed in the world as well. And in 2016, we were recognized as one of the 5 best innovative enterprises in the world by UN. And we appear to be in international media, Russian, European, even Huffington Post. And this makes us to be on radar screen of many international organizations which start helping us in our mission. You know, the most important thing that we understand during traveling, and we travel on daily basis through Armenia, you know, we meet a lot of bright faces and we shake a lot of hopeful hands, and this gives us an energy and vigor to keep on whatever we're doing and believe in the future of Armenia. But you know, given the sizes of our country and the number of our population, we need to be much more effective. And the only way to be that way is to invest early and a lot in education. Because whatever education we provide today to our future generations, the equivalent echoes we're going to hear in the future. We all know that Armenia is a country surviving in a complex environment. We're trying to prosper in a complex environment. We have to compete and rival with neighbors who have hydrocarbon resources demanded so much in the world. The total value of oil market worldwide is $1.7 trillion annually. But guess what? The global market of education services is 2.5 times more. It's $4.6 trillion annually. This is the market we should target. This is the market. This is where we should go global. Ambitious? But believe me, first steps are made already. I believe you all heard about TUMO or UWC Diligence School, and now Dasaran. TUMO is providing cutting-edge, world-class extracurriculum education. UWC basically generates an expert superior education to hundreds of students from over 30 countries yearly. Dasaran is an educational solution which is demanded in tens of developing countries. I'm telling you, people, first steps are made now. You're welcome to join and contribute to our endeavor. Thank you very much.